What's one thing from the United States that you miss immensely while we're here in Mexico?
Deli sandwiches.
Deli sandwiches?
Yeah, like this.
And that one looks hefty. Dang. The sandwich looks hefty.
A good deli sandwich is like, it's the perfect summer lunch, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
A lot of sandwiches growing up. It's like the one thing I crave whenever we go back to either of our mama's houses.
Yeah.
All we ever want to eat is a sandwich, but yeah.
I think this goes along with today's theme of our video, but a huge benefit of living in a place like Puerto Vallarta, maybe San Miguel de Allende, that are expat friendly or have expat populations, is you can find just some of these random, like, not even comfort foods, but just things that we crave from the United States. It's 99% of the time, you know, we want, I don't know, we want to live how Mexicans are living, but for that 1% of the time that you're craving like a deli sandwich or just something from home, whew, it's nice. It's nice. Big heavy sandwich and then getting outside in the heat probably wasn't the best decision. Probably was not the best decision. I'm a huge fan of colonial Mexico, but look at that. That's...
Just don't give us the blues.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. So we're at Playa Conchas Chinas here in Puerto Vallarta. It hasn't rained in several days and we're kind of getting into rainy season. So we thought we had to take advantage of the beach because we had a feeling
it was gonna be pristine.
We had a feeling it was gonna look like this, and amigos, man, it is incredible. All right, today we want to talk about like Puerto Vallarta versus San Miguel de Allende, or probably really more so like coastal Mexico versus colonial Mexico.
Yeah.
Which one do we prefer? Which one is better for vacation? Which one is just more, which one's more beautiful? And which one is better to live in? First, you gotta check out this view we got, amigos. This is, wow. All right, that's where we're under. And as we sit up, bam.
Wham,
wow. Increíble. All right, sorry for showing off our view. Okay, San Miguel de Allende versus Puerto Vallarta, colonial versus coastal. Our relationship with Mexico, as many of you know, started in coastal Mexico, started here in Puerto Vallarta. And we really fell in love with Mexico and, or I guess mostly, you know, we fell in love with Vallarta then, and we fell in love with the idea of moving here. But then there's also like a second phase, I guess, in which we fell in love with Mexico. And what was that?
That was like colonial Mexico for almost an entire year.
The first colonial city we really went to, I believe, was Querétaro, I think.
Or Mexico City.
Well, Mexico City, but that's kind of, it's like so big. It's definitely central Mexico, obviously. And then San Miguel de Allende, and
Puebla,
then maybe Puebla.
Our first few.
We had lived in Mexico City there for a time. And so anyways, I feel like we had two different phases of kind of falling in love with Mexico, like twice. First was in coastal, and then colonial. So I want to start with saying that for someone vacationing in Mexico, personally, I think if you're not, if it doesn't matter to you, if it's not just like a vacation where you just want to sit and do absolutely nothing, which obviously that's a beach vacation.
Yeah.
I gotta go colonial. I gotta go San Miguel de Allende. I think it's something that most people don't expect of Mexico, that have never, that don't know anything. A lot of people don't expect Mexico to have colonial architecture.
Well, you guys have told us that now for a few years. You guys have said things like, I cannot believe that Zacatecas looks like this. I cannot believe that Aguascalientes has this sort of buildings there. So I feel like
or Guanajuato.
We can all agree that there's some like mystery in terms of what's in Central Mexico, what's in colonial Mexico, and really what does that mean?
Exactly, and staying, like if you stay in Guanajuato, San Miguel de Allende, like Zacatecas is extremely beautiful. I don't think there's like all-inclusive resorts there, so you're really kind of forced to get to know Mexican culture and architecture and the city and the people, and I think that's just something that we as United Statesians, we as gringos and el norte could really, I don't know, we could get to know our neighbor a lot better, and I think if we did, maybe we wouldn't have so much tension between the two cultures and countries.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Amazing. Truly amazing, and these amazing views are brought to you by none other than our patrons of the day, Mark and Sharon McLemore. Thank you so much for sponsoring these videos, and more specifically this amazing video with what an amazingly beautiful day. Thank you, Mark and Sharon McLemore. McLemore reminds me of obviously the band Macklemore. And does anybody else think Justin Perm looks like Macklemore, the rapper, that guy? I think he does a little bit. This water is like kind of warm, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's nice. It's nice. You could sit in this it's like bath water, which sounds kind of gross, but it's nice. I think as many amazing beaches as there are in Mexico, I think really what Mexico has to offer in terms of for gringos that we just don't expect is colonial.
Yep, and it's something different. I feel like a pretty beach, like pretty beaches seem like they're like all over the world. Almost like expected. They're expected.
Yeah, you expect them. And the colonial part of Mexico, places like San Miguel de Allende are unfortunately very unexpected for most gringos. We're trying to change that, all right? We're working. We're trying to change that. Which one do you find more beautiful? I think that's tough.
Ooh. Colonial versus coastal?
Colonial versus coastal.
More beautiful, like more aesthetically pleasing. We'll go with that. Like when you look at it, which one is the more wow effect?
Or a wow effect, awe-inspiring.
I feel like colonial. Again, like I'm imagining the church in San Miguel de Allende around dusk.
Yeah.
And like
just thinking,
I mean, it's beautiful. And sir, anytime Morelia, I know that we felt like the church and the plaza in Morelia around nighttime. We actually just recently visited Mazatlan. And I remember like the downtown area with this big plaza, Machado, I think.
Mazatlan,
I gotta give it to Colonial. Colonial for the wow effect.
And just think back to the first time we went to Querétaro, and I remember all of you who watched that, and we've got a friend.
Invasion. That was my armpit.
Hey, buddy. We just made a new friend.
Oh my gosh. I just got so much drool on me.
The first
straight for the armpit.
I remember the first time we went to Querétaro, and just like how, like, I feel like your jaw was just like,
Yep.
And
every time we left the hotel, it was like that.
But again, I think for us, that a little bit of that comes from like, it was completely unexpected.
And never seeing anything colonial. I don't know that either one of us have ever, like, I have never traveled really before Mexico.
Right, yeah.
So literally never seeing architecture like that is astounding.
It's astounding, it's amazing, and it's pretty incredible that it's just a
quick flight.
2-3 hour flight from, you know, where we grew up in the United States.
Yeah.
Now I guess this is the tricky one. This is where we're gonna this is where we're gonna upset some people, okay? Amigos, let's remember, let's not get offended by everything.
Great. I'm already offended.
Which one, Colonial, San Miguel de Allende or Puerto Vallarta, colonial versus coastal, which would you rather live in? And I'm gonna preface this by saying we have really good friends who have lived in both
places,
and we've spent a lot of time with them in both places. And I guess they chose something different than us, but I can fully understand why they chose San Miguel de Allende. and why we're still here in Vallarta. But what is your take on it?
I'm an outside kid. I want to be near the water. I want to be eaten alive by mosquitoes on every summer night. I want to melt in the humidity.
You're gonna be in the sand.
Personally, a life well spent is a sandy life.
Very nice. We're gonna have to frame. Yeah, we're gonna have to frame that quote. I completely agree. For me, what I always think of and what I always remember is like someone asked us one time if we ever get bored of the beach or bored of sitting at the beach, and I can understand why some people could. But what I think of is we could sit at the beach for hours. Most days of the week we could come to the beach and spend a lot of time at the beach. A plaza, the San Miguel de Allende plaza, is one of the most beautiful plazas in all of Mexico. I can't really sit in a plaza that long before I feel like I get antsy. I like people watching. I like it. I love it. The food, the people, the culture, the architecture. Don't get me wrong. I love me a good plaza, and that is really the heart and soul of Mexico are the placitas. But just for actually living, I gotta go coastal as well.
And I think another thing, like I just got done saying, like I'm an outside kid. I feel like my entire childhood jumping on the trampoline, playing outside. But I do feel like, personally, I enjoy the space that comes in a beach town, whether it's climbing in the jungly mountains behind us or the deep blue sea in front of us. I like the feeling of open space and openness. And obviously coming straight from Mexico City, that's...
Camera battery died on us, smell that. Not sure where we finished up, but we love sitting at the beach. Plazas are amazing, the heart and soul of Mexico, but there's just something about the beach, you know? There's something about the beach for us, but like again, we have very good friends who first moved to Puerto Vallarta where we met them, and then they moved to San Miguel de Allende because the heat was a little too much. And you know, I don't know, I can't speak for them. I think they really enjoy the colonial part of Mexico, and just like when Puerto Vallarta, the actual city itself, it's not one of the most beautiful cities in all of Mexico. No. It's not even in the top.
The wow, like we talked about, every time we left our hotel in Querétaro for the first week we were there, we were just like jaw dropped.
Yeah, every little street you would turn around in a place like Querétaro, San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato it's just picture perfect. And Puerto Vallarta, let's be honest, doesn't have that in the city itself, but it has it at the beach, so that's just really up to you. Colonial Mexico, a lot of colonial Mexico is at higher elevation. It doesn't get as hot. The temperature's way more mild. However, I will say like 80 degrees in the sun at elevation, for me, I start to get pretty warm in the summertime.
Especially with your high altitude.
I'm a little bit higher up, so we got to factor. Hillary's down there. She's still cold. She's still cold.
Sweater weather.
I don't know. Let us know what you think. What's more impressive to you? You know, the beaches of Puerto Vallarta and Oaxaca and Riviera Maya, Riviera Nayarit, or is it the colonial part of Mexico, central Mexico, full of history and architecture and museums, colors, and culture? I don't know. What do you think? We're gonna go to sleep.
We are.
We're gonna go to sleep right here on the beach. I could really do some nice, cool central Mexico weather right now.
A nice, cool, breezy plaza.
Oh, that sounds...
Shaded by the nice trees, a little music, maybe a glass of wine.
Oh man, that sounds amazing. And actually, I will say weather-wise, and again, this is when our friends moved from Vallarta to San Miguel, like, there's not much better than a nice, cool morning in central Mexico, like from what months to what months would you say?
I would say like, I don't know, September, October.
Yeah, to like
maybe March. Yeah.
It's like, ooh, a crisp, cool morning. Oh man, it's super nice. You put on your chaleco and you're good. The only thing crisp here is my skin.
gringos, thanks for coming on today's journey of colonial versus coastal. I knew that was gonna be hard for me to say. Again, a special thank you to Sharon and Mark McLemore. You guys are our patrons of the day. If you'd like to sponsor one of our videos, you can head on over to patreon.com/Kinetic Kennons. We are bien, bonito, barato, sweaty. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, have less, do more, be more.
Sweat more.
And check that out.
Beautiful.